today? Movie today? So you started writing again, and so you wouldn't speak to me until you finished the piece. Watch what you speak, when you speak, words are holy. You always say these things. You silly old fool, what's the purpose?
In the subdued forest, the rhythmic elements of time became fictional. Minutes did not increase any degrees on the scale. On the contrary, they existed suspended in a trivial period while the couple gathered there. She marched lively and free. Masculine and confident, he too advanced before they met. Even the trees held their breath, but appeared so green and inviting as the couple embraced, with a fire in their heart that bears a resemblance to the sun rays of the sun, blinding with its kisses the woodland. The pair had everything loving in limbo. Thus, on the moist soil, the couple placed a soft blanket to play romance. Resting on the ground, they counted glitter stars on each other's backs, and their world was reduced to these tiny sources of illumination.
And then one,
Are you still writing? It's 4 o'clock. Have you eaten anything? Here, eat something.
Before she spoke, there was not working rationality within 10 miles. Her mind was numbed by their act of veneration, which granted all thoughts a 3-hour holiday. She held her knees, interrupting an emotion. Incoherently, she looked at him and said,
the way you make me feel. It's glittery, happy, alive. You know, when you write me those letters and pink paper, the same ones that makes us fight like cats and dogs.
His only working neuron fired to make him giggle. That Valentine's night, he spread his fragrance across the forest as he got up to say,
well, I heard that I love you to bits, but you're the only person that makes me smile from ear to ear. bringing out the best of me. Yet, I must remark that I never before wrote a letter on pink wrapping paper.
Aw, poor thing.
For about 2 seconds, she felt insulted by these words. These were outrageous words coming from a person who lives in a town where weddings become relaxed and quick affairs, occurring always during the fresh breeze but suffocating heat of summer. All summers charming the hearts of the bride and groom, a boy in a tux plays the violin dreamingly. The few guests close by observing how every gray grain from the sand in the sand ceremony set slowly unites the indefinite, newly formed lives of the wedding couple. They pay attention to the guitarist who plays a tune that they will only hear again in this odd town under these peculiar circumstances. Nonetheless, gladly they accept that the flower girls had forgotten their flowers.
We're gathered here to witness the marriage of Paul McAdams and Rosalia Garcia. Now, will you accept her as your wife?
I do.
Will you accept as your husband?
Yes, I do.
Could you please put the ring on the bride? Now, pronounce your husband and wife.
We're still wasting time. I work all these hours in a week just to get by. Do you know what I would really like to do with my life? Not work so much. Maybe paint more. Teach children and make a difference to this world. Maybe learn some exotic dances. I'm a dreamer too. But life is not what I expected it to be. There is a difference between dreams and reality. And I have to live life practically.
As she thought about these facts, the atmosphere of the forest was clouded with soundless words. The lack of sound echoed far, followed by a visualization of their invisible sentences. Mentally, they wrote every paragraph, until their hands mechanically reaching out to grasp every word from the misty air, filling their empty eyes with simple sentences. Even though there were not more spoken words that night, that moment was the only time the couple comprehended each other.
Are you mad? Okay, I've had enough. This is the line between dreams and reality.
He breathed deeply with his long fingers squeezed her hands, Marching inside the wooden land, they found refuge under a tree, staying there in a timeless period, embraced. When they stood up, every glitter star on their backs dispersed away. The particles of these tiny lights fused with the fragrance of the forest, traveling farther than any other glitter stars or artificial aroma had ever traveled before. Although once their elements decomposed, they ended up again in the same spot beside the moist grass, joining his silent letters. The mold formed by the decaying elements gave these letters the appearance of a dull green. These notes were never pink, but disjointed, incoherent writing in the love language. Her body jerked suddenly as she woke on her bed alone in this warm dream that turned into a disorderly nightmare.
We never make it to dinner before our next fight. Typical man.
That is to say, in reality, to satisfy their romantic longing during a period dictated by multiple appointments and saturated schedules. They connected through a laptop computer. The couple entered the net, requesting affection in the virtual reality of a disconnected modern world.
Ты знаешь, я купила такие классные туфли.
Conversely, love is the only spell that transcends all times.
It's hot and the flowers are blooming. We can.
Regardless of age, creeds, and physical spaces.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy lately.
Да, называется...
This, my friend, is the end. Which is closer to a beginning. Do you draw a line between dream and reality?
Yeah.
I don't. Space and time are also disjointed. The purpose, the adventure,